as Nancy Johnson and I told you yesterday, we hope to have you some feedback by Friday. If not,
beautiful.
It could go till Saturday, but obviously we'll get you some direction.
Sure,
for
and
Sunday.
If for some reason it is any longer, Christie's perfectly fine, or Haas, either one.
You leave Sunday morning, you said?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I fly out in the morning, so.
Okay.
And 8 days of nothingness.
Okay.
8
Very
days of
good.
a warm bed. All right, man. I appreciate it.
Take care. Nice meeting you.
Ryan, I did have one more question
Sure.
for you. If anyone were to file a formal complaint against the permitted occupation, where would they file that complaint?
That would be to the mayor's office. Yep, I mean the code, and we've had people walk in and ask that same question, and we've directed them up to the mayor's office.
I guess one other thing,
Okay.
just I didn't add it in the letter. When we were doing the meeting originally, the hot team, like last time, wanted to come and give us positive feedback. So I included their boss, Lieutenant Rigdon.
Sure.
So you can always talk to MJ and those guys as well, because they are there seeing.
And we would be able to look up if anyone had put any.
Pretty much.
Public record.
My understanding is yes. I don't have those as part of my files, but pretty much communications that come into the city are public record. So
a request.
You may have to make a request, but I would think that one way or the other we'll have some documentation of all the comments, both supporting and opposing.
I have an idea. Let's go upstairs and see the mayor before we go.
Sweet.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Take care.
Where is the mayor? Did
you put that check in New York?
If we've got the right to know, let's know.
Yeah. Public record, isn't it?
Sixth floor.
Ryan, it's Heffertiller. That's what it is. Which really isn't that hard of a name to pronounce. I just can't remember it. Probably the beast. Good luck. Hang on, we have to push back.
Office of the mayor.
Maybe we should stop in city council too. I can meet the liaison down here. Yeah, if there are any formal complaints, I can pretty much name the 2 people, possibly 3 people.
Hi.
Hello, how are you? Yeah, we had a couple questions. I'm Jason Worth with Occupy.
Hi, Jason. I'm glad to talk to you, but I'm not going to be recorded, so if you want to talk to me.
It's a public building, so we just are requesting to know if there's been any...
Why?
Ma'am?
Whoa.
Okay, the press will love that, ma'am. Have a nice day. Okay.
Can we put our cameras away and ask, again?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. The mayor's asked me to come up here and ask you to.
The mayor himself asked or the lady?
Evidently they've talked to you, what they're gonna do and all that.
No, ma'am, she ran away before I could even ask.
We didn't have any
We were
conversation
following with a
about-
camera, and she didn't want to be on film. It's
So we
just-
turned
Okay,
them off.
well, they've asked me to escort you out of the building.
Are you
so
taping
gonna have
this?
to leave.
For what reason? I'm just curious.
Because they asked.
This is gonna go to the media next, you realize this?
Okay, sure.
Because we weren't even addressed, she ran away from us. Is that the way that you guys, and then you come up like a Gestapo and ask us to leave?
It's not like a Gestapo.
This is a public
I'm just
building,
asking
ma'am.
you.
By right of Supreme Court, he has the right to take anyone in this building.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does, ma'am.
We're all just doing our jobs here.
But we're going, yeah, and I'm doing mine. I've been asked to escort you out, so.
Out of City Hall, public.
Okay, so we just got kicked out of City Hall for
did.
wanting to ask a question.
We did.
Because we put our cameras away when she basically just bolted. We put our cameras away, and we rang the doorbell again, and we got the cops called on us. So, you know, we have one simple question, and Chris is still in there. Hopefully, he's coming out.
Sure.
But
Gotta go.
yeah, the simple question was, can we see any complaints that might have been put against the permitted occupation? And it's not like we're here to get anyone on camera with gotcha questions or anything. You know, they didn't even hear the question. They don't want to hear it. Yeah, he jumps on it.
We could call the mayor's office right now.
We can call it?
We can. Do we have their number?
This is really just miscommunication. Yeah, I'll post it.
Chris, he's rolling too.
Yeah, he's still rolling in there. His channel is Anonymous Houston, and he's still in there, and he's still filming. We've been asked to leave, so you know we left, but we're seeing about this. But Chris is still in there rolling.
Have a nice day, gentlemen.
Yeah, have a nice day, gentlemen.
Very Gestapo. Very Gestapo. Have a nice day, gentlemen.
Well, I am going. Chris, here he is. Nothing? All right.
Here, hang on. I'm gonna call the mayor's office real quick and find out why we can't get some answer. Heads up. I just have to find a number since we've been kicked out of City Hall.
Thank you for calling the mayor's office for the city of Colorado Springs. We are not available to take your call at this time.
Oh no, they're not available
If you'd like someone to
suddenly.
return your call, please
Yeah,
Maybe they
normally I
don't
have to call like 10 times to get a real person. So let's just hang up and try again. Because I think it kicks it over to that if they're on the phone.
Thank you for calling the mayor's office for the city of Colorado
gonna leave a
Springs.
message.
We are not available to take your call at this time. If you'd like someone to return your call, please leave your name, telephone number, and a message after the tone so we can get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks so much and have a great day. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or hold for more options.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Jason Worf. Myself and two of my cameramen were just kicked out of the lobby of City Hall, which is public land. We were there to actually just ask whether or not there had been any formal complaints filed against the Occupy at Acacia Park. That was plain and simple. You ran away before we were able to put away our cameras. And then abruptly security came to the floor and asked us to leave the building without giving us a reason. I'm still looking for an answer to that question. If you can call me back, it's fine. It's 3 o'clock now, 10 till 3. I'm hoping to hear back from you before the end of the day. Otherwise, I'll just turn this over to all the media contacts I have, and we'll let them come ask why we were kicked off of public property for asking what should have been a very simple public question about public information.
Thanks a lot. Again, my number's 5. Have a great day.